not, they are solid. But they've worked themselves into a corner. They've got a little bit of pressure, financial pressure that they're not used to. And so they're using it to go from, I'd say from here, a little bit of financial pressure, to way up here. And that's what they're selling on their radio ads, their mail outs, and all their speeches. And that's why we named our committee the Too Much Committee. We're not against city government. We're not against policemen and firemen have good wages. We're not against flying a fire truck when we know it wears out. We know fire trucks wear out. But it's just too darn much. And they know it. But they know if they can scare us and hide the research park in there, because see, you hide the research park in there, you get these kind of donations. Put it over. Their financial report totaled $112,000. Our financial report totals $7,200. And it's collected from most of the people in this room.
I mean, I can show you our financial report, and there is not a 5-figure contribution on it. There's not a 4-figure contribution on it. Okay?
Well, there should have been some red flags run up on this the first time when they had to have a special election to do it.
And that's the other part of the strategy. They know that you pick a Tuesday sometime, not November, because November's election time.
Yeah.
Pick it somewhere else. Pick it in May, pick it in August, pick it in September. What are people doing on any particular Tuesday of the week? They're getting up, they're getting their kids ready to go to school, they're getting themselves ready to go to their jobs. They're taking care of business. They're not thinking about going voting. They want a low turnout election. They don't want people to vote. And the fewer people that vote, you only need half to win.
Well, all those candidates on their schedule up there go.
Yeah, they just call their friend. So there's 100,000 people that are registered to vote in the city of Little Rock. There's probably going to be 15,000 people that vote in this election. That's 15% of everybody that could vote. And out of 15,000 to win your $500 million, you only need 7,500. You only need 7,500 votes to win this, which is only 7% of everybody. And so what we have been doing on our little $7,200 puny campaign budget, thanks to people in this room, we've been getting out the word, standing on street corners, handing out door to door, and having meetings like this. And we're trying to get out the word. The bottom line is it's special interest, it's deep pockets, and we're trying to put one over.
Sir? Well, I understand that. Neil Seelig mentioned if they wanted research parks of the fairgrounds, and since they're worried about losing the state fair, why don't you go out the fairgrounds?
Too far away.
Well, it's too far away, but remember something.
No, what's the version?
It's already public land.
It's already public land.
Silicon Valley's in Southern California, and it works really great. It's a long way from
Listen,
here.
how much of a commission are you going to get converting the fairgrounds into a research park? It's already public land, right? How much is the Fairground Commission going to charge the city of Little Rock for land it's not using for a research park? So who's going to get a commission? Remember, they're looking for land in this area within a 5-minute drive time of UAMS and UALR. They targeted the Midtown district.
Do they give a reason for being so impaired that it be 5-minute drive?
They don't give a reason in their statement.
I mean, those people are going back and forth, they got time on their hands, they themselves.
Well, I understand, this is also a research part in the information age, in the age of the internet. What is driving time?
They won't be driving at the minute by a wire.
This is not about driving time. This is about location. Now, I've got to say this. Whenever people who have power want land, they usually figure out a way to get it. If they cannot buy it from you, they take it. Either by force or by spite. I'm so glad Donna Massey is here. Donna Massey is the Justice of Peace. Hi, Donna. Donna, tell us where this Midtown district is located.
Right in the heart of my neighborhood.
Now, wait a minute. Your neighborhood?
My neighborhood. I live at 1410 South Tyler Street. And there are three areas that they're talking about. One of the areas is behind Madison Heights, all the way to Tyler, which is still my neighborhood, near 12th Street, which is still my neighborhood. I live at 1410, which makes me 2 blocks from 12th Street. I am several streets, well, 3 or 4 streets, I believe, behind Madison Heights, so can get me that way. I'm 1 block behind Fair Park. It's also talking about east of Fair Park. I'm 1 block over from Fair Park, which is east of Fair Park, so looks like it's coming at me in several different directions.
Like I said,
Yes, sir.
can I call names?
You can.
Ms. Adcock, Joan Adcock, I got caught up at a meeting with her, one of the other dignitaries. I'm asking myself, why am I here? Anyway, she specifically said it was going to be from 12th and Jonesboro to Staff Park, back to 10th. You follow me? Jonesboro, where the
Children's Library.
Memorial Park is.
yeah, from Jonesboro west to Staff Park, north to 10th, back to Staff Park. She said that. I want to say this, the Midtown substation, January this year, they had in the paper a figure of 3.6 million. And then this thing got started. So I asked Mr. Moore, how did it go from 3.6 to 9.9? He told me things cost more now than they did in 93. So each time I would question him about the big ticket items, he would throw a figure in my face. And he ended up by telling me that I wouldn't be satisfied no matter what they did. They were going to get those 5 fire stations. They were going to get what they wanted. The police station downtown. I told him, I said, those are big. How much are you putting into the neighborhood? Oh, we got about 4 or 5 million. The assistant city manager told me, you've gotten everything you asked for, Johnny. I told them, okay, that's personal. But I'm looking out for the other people that don't do what I'm doing. See? So they will let me know that they're going to get this one way or the other. So he told me, said, we're going to build this fire station, your insurance is going to go up. Your fire insurance is going to go on up. I called my insurance company. Neil had it on radio. She said the insurance companies ask for a rate increase once a year, whether they get it or not. So I use rip-off, I use Honestly, I use too much. Pardon, it's not soda, it's Jim soda. But it's, I know that they're ripping us off. So what they done was drop it from 1.5 to 1 cent. And the 22 million, the 40 million for the port, they divided it up, and so I just went in and said, if this thing passes, you're gonna do just like you've been doing in the past. When an ordinary citizen comes to you for something to be done in the neighborhood, you're gonna say, well, we didn't get it with 1 cent. We don't have enough money, like you just said. Some of those people I recognize.
Ms. Madison?
I also wanted to say that even if it's on 10th Street, 11th Street, that's still my neighborhood. There are still homes in that area. People live on those streets that they're going to take homes from.
I need to remind us something. Do you recall that at one time, Indians lived in Florida and they were pushed out of Florida over to Oklahoma? And then when they got to Oklahoma, when folks wanted to land there, they were pushed further. Meet the new Indians. Meet the new Indians, okay? I mean, here's what it is now. This is reality. This is not an investment in the future, this is a stick-up. And if people say it's abusive to say that, well, it's abusive to be stuck up too. I just want to ask you if you have been told this by the folks who are pushing the sales tax before today.
Not in that sense. Like I said, when I tried to question and made those statements, it weren't necessary. He told me the city's going to grow. And I said, I want to grow with it. You know, without saying I want, you know, some of the proceeds to trickle down in my neighborhood. But what a lot of you don't know, I stay south of Roseberry Road, 3 blocks from the fairground. Eminent domain gonna move me, whether this tax pass or not. My house been bought and paid for. See, so I'm gonna have to start all over again.
And the same thing is going to happen to the people in the midtown area.
Right. So I just.
And understand, the real estate developers plan on taking your property and then telling you that you got to work with them to buy some new property at more expensive costs.
Yeah.
Now, John Walker's here. John, I'm glad you're here because, see, we are all for this $500 million tax you must cover. And the truth of the matter is, Jim Lynch is right. That plan on a low-turnout approach. But if you and I contact, email, phone, talk to our neighbors, we turn out votes. No. We can beat this. Robin Hood did beat the sheriff of Nottingham. I call this the reverse Robin Hood. These folks are stealing from the poor to give to the rich. Robin Hood's doing it from the rich. Because these folks are taking from the poor to give to the rich. And David can be Goliath, but you got to bring your slingshot and you got to throw your rock. Yes, John.
Well, there are 2 things that ought to be recognized. Little Rock is not a growing city. Its population has remained pretty stagnant for the last 20, 30 years. Little Rock is a shifting city. What they're doing is shifting wealthy people one way and lower income people